The fascinating encounter between Laozi and Confucius. In the spring of 538 BCE, Confucius, a young sage from the state of Lu, decided to undertake an extraordinary journey. For a long time, he had heard of Laozi, the custodian of the archives in the Zhou dynasty, a man renowned for his profound knowledge of history, ritual music, and morality. Eager to learn, Confucius resolved to visit Laozi not just to pay his respects, but also to seek answers to his questions about the challenges of spreading the principles of benevolence and righteousness. One morning, Confucius spoke to his disciple Nangong Jingshu. Lao Dan is an extraordinary master, wise in understanding heaven's ways and the essence of propriety. I wish to travel to Zhou to seek his guidance. Would you like to accompany me? Nangong Jingshu agreed enthusiastically. When the ruler of Lu learned of the plan, he not only approved but also provided a horse-drawn carriage, a driver, and an attendant. He even assigned Nangong Jingshu to escort Confucius. The journey took many days, passing through vast fields and winding paths that eventually led to the Zhou capital. Anticipation and reverence filled Confucius's heart as he approached this fateful meeting. Upon their arrival, Laozi had already anticipated their visit and came out to greet them. He was a man of simple appearance, yet his deep eyes seemed to hold the mysteries of the universe. His calm demeanor and unassuming presence left Confucius in awe. After exchanging greetings, Laozi asked Confucius gently, "Have you found the Tao?" Confucius bowed and replied, "I have sought the Tao for 27 years, but I have yet to grasp it." Laozi smiled and explained, "The Tao is not something tangible that one can offer to another. If it could be gifted, people would rush to present it to kings and nobles. If it could be explained, confusion would no longer exist. The Tao comes only to those whose hearts are truly open and free of worldly desires. If the heart is clouded by ambition, the Tao will remain elusive." Confucius fell silent, pondering Laozi's profound words. After a moment, he shared his struggles. "I have devoted myself to studying the Book of Songs, the Book of Documents, the rituals, music, and the paths of governance left by the sages of old. I have spoken to over 70 rulers, teaching the principles of benevolence and righteousness, but none have truly embraced them. It seems that persuading people is an almost impossible task." Laozi chuckled softly and said, "The teachings you follow are merely traces left by the ancients. Footsteps upon footsteps. Are they really different? But the Tao does not reside in the past. It is here. Now, let go of the old footprints, and you may find the true essence of the Tao." During his time in Zhou, Laozi took Confucius to meet a nobleman named Chang Hong, a master of music. Confucius learned the intricacies of musical theory, witnessed sacred rituals, and observed the harmonious interplay of music and propriety. He was deeply moved by the beauty of these traditions. Later, while in the state of Qi, Confucius experienced the magnificent Great Shao music, which left him in such awe that for 3 months, he was unable to taste the flavor of meat, his mind utterly absorbed in the memory of the melody. But the greatest lesson Confucius received from Laozi came by the banks of the Yellow River. The two men stood silently, watching the mighty current roar past. The river's white foam churned with relentless energy, producing a sound as thunderous as the voice of nature itself. Confucius gazed at the rushing waters, his heart heavy, and sighed. The water flows unceasingly, never turning back. Life is so short, and the years slip away like this river. Where does the water go? And where do we, as humans, ultimately head? Laozi, serene as ever, responded with a question of his own. Have you ever studied the virtues of water? Surprised, Confucius asked, what virtues does water possess? Laozi explained, the highest virtue is like water. Water benefits all things yet competes with none. It seeks the low places that people disdain, and in its humility lies its greatness. Rivers and seas become the kings of all streams because they dwell in the lowest valleys. Though soft and yielding, water is mightier than anything. It carves through rock, overcomes the hardest barriers, and cannot be contained. Its lack of fixed form makes it unstoppable. This is the power of softness, the virtue of yielding. It is the Tao. Hearing this, Confucius felt as if he had awakened from a long dream. He exclaimed, your words are truly enlightening. While people strive for high positions, water remains in the lowest places. While people seek comfort, water flows to the harshest depths. By embracing what others reject, water has no rival. This must indeed be the highest virtue. Laozi nodded with a smile. To live without contention is to embody the Tao. Learn from water, and you will understand. On the day of their parting, Laozi walked with Confucius to the gate, his expression contemplative. Before saying goodbye, he offered one final teaching. I have no wealth or treasures to give you, but I would like to leave you with some words of advice. In this world, the intelligent often suffer because they point out others' flaws. The eloquent often face trouble because they expose others' faults. As a child, do not presume to be greater than your parents. As a servant, do not think yourself superior to your ruler. Remember this, conceal your pride in both words and actions. If you do not, your reputation will precede you. Your presence will be announced before you arrive, and you will create waves even before you set foot anywhere. Such ostentation is like a tiger walking in a crowded street. Who would dare approach you? Confucius bowed deeply and said, I will remember your teachings for the rest of my life. As Confucius returned to Lu, he remained silent for 3 days, lost in thought. His disciples, puzzled by his quietness, finally asked, Master, why have you been so silent? Confucius sighed deeply and replied, I have met many people in my life. Some are like birds in the sky, and I can shoot them down with precise reasoning. Others are like deer on the run, and I can chase them down with clever arguments. There are those like fish in deep waters, and I can catch them with a hook of logic. But Laozi is different. His thoughts are like a dragon soaring among the clouds, untethered and beyond comprehension. I stood before him, speechless and overwhelmed. I do not know if he is merely a man or a god. Laozi is truly my teacher. This story of Confucius and Laozi is more than just a meeting of two great minds. It represents the convergence of two profound philosophies. Confucianism emphasizes righteousness, propriety, and governance, while Daoism celebrates naturalness, humility, and harmony. Together, their teachings form a timeless guide to life, reminding us to live with humility, to let go of desires, and to find peace within ourselves and the universe.